What if I told you there's a fish so intelligent, so calculating, that it doesn't just fight its enemies, it studies them? A fish that watches you, learns you, remembers you, and one day uses that knowledge against you. A creature that can outthink its prey, outweight its rival, and sometimes even outsmart its keeper. This isn't a legend. It's not a monster movie. It's real. And if you've ever looked into the eyes of a Jaguar Cichlid, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because this fish doesn't need to roar or flash colors or chase the glass like an Oscar on caffeine. No, the Jaguar doesn't shout. It plots. Every glare, every slow turn of the head, every moment of stillness is strategy. So before you ever think of owning one, watch this video to the end, because I'm about to show you everything. Where it comes from, how it hunts, how it thinks, how it destroys, and why some aquarists swear that their Jaguar isn't just a fish. It's a mind trapped in water. Stay with me, because this one might change the way you see your entire aquarium. The wild rivers of Central America. Let's begin where this story was born, in the wild, muddy rivers of Central America. The Jaguar Cichlid, Parachromis managuensis, comes from Nicaragua, Honduras, and Guatemala. Places where life isn't gentle. These aren't clear, peaceful lakes. They're flooded jungles, murky lagoons, and swamps where predators hide in silence. The air is thick, heavy, and alive. Every ripple, every vibration in the water could mean life or death. Shadows move beneath branches. Even the stillness here feels dangerous. In this brutal world, beauty doesn't guarantee survival. Intelligence does. And that's exactly what the Jaguar evolved. An instinct so sharp it borders on awareness. In the wild, they grow over 24 inches. That's 60 centimeters of muscle and precision. Locals call them guapote tigre, the tiger fish, because they move and kill like their namesake. Silent, patient, and devastatingly accurate. They wait for one mistake, one flicker of movement, then strike with a burst so fast it looks like teleportation. You'd think that kind of precision is just instinct, but it isn't. It's adaptation refined by experience. Every strike teaches something new. Every victory reshapes the mind of the predator. The Jaguar Cichlid doesn't need bright colors to impress anyone. Its beauty lies in purpose. Silver-gray armor covered in black rosettes, like the coat of the jungle cat it's named after. Each marking is unique, like fingerprints. Look closer, and you'll see that pattern isn't camouflage. It's warning. It says, "You've entered my zone." Young jaguars start pale, almost ghost-like, but as they mature, the patterns darken into that famous jaguar look. The more dominant they become, the deeper their colors grow, as if the river itself paints them in authority. In the wild, light hits their scales like broken glass, shimmering one moment, vanishing the next. It's not just for display, it's deception, nature's way of letting them appear and disappear between shadows. The body of a jaguar isn't built for beauty, it's built for control. Every fin curve, every pattern, every glare serves one goal: command. Males grow larger, more vibrant, and develop stronger jaws and longer fins. Their presence alone can silence a tank. Females, though smaller, can be even fiercer, especially during breeding. Their loyalty is absolute, their protection ruthless. But loyalty in the jaguar world doesn't mean peace. When a pair bonds, the entire environment shifts. The tank becomes territory, the water turns political, and that's where many aquarists make their first mistake. Because when jaguars form a pair, what follows isn't romance. It's war with the rest of the tank. What looks like beauty becomes a battlefield. Every shimmer, every movement of that silver armor hides something primal. Calculation, possession, control. Some call it aggression, others call it awareness. Later, when we explore their intelligence, you'll understand why even their color has meaning. Every line on their body is a map of intent, its beauty transforming into dominance. Nature's way of saying, "You don't belong here." Here's where the story takes a turn, because the jaguar's greatest weapon isn't its teeth, it's its mind. In the wild, most fish react. The jaguar plans. Researchers in Nicaragua noticed something strange. Jaguars don't attack randomly. They pick ambush points, hide behind logs, and manipulate their environment. They even shift sand to block escape routes. Sometimes they'll circle their prey without striking, testing reactions, learning patterns. It's not hunting, it's analysis. You can almost imagine one thinking, "Let's see what this fool does next." This isn't chaos, it's strategy. It's the difference between a fighter and a tactician. Imagine this, a creature without hands, without tools, still rearranging its world to control outcomes. That's not instinct, that's cognition. A human equivalent would be moving furniture just to make your guests walk slower. And that same intelligence appears in captivity. Jaguars move rocks, uproot plants, and build new ambush zones in your aquarium. You think they're making a mess? They think they're building an empire. Sometimes they'll move a rock, step back, stare at it, then move it again, like a perfectionist artist who refuses to accept good enough. They test your patience, and in their own way, they're testing you. Watch long enough, and you'll see them perform strange routines, adjusting stones, studying reflections, waiting in silence for minutes that feel like hours. That silence? It's not calm, it's calculation. You think it's resting, it's writing equations. And they watch you too, not with curiosity, but with judgment. You walk past the tank, and they tilt their head ever so slightly as if saying, "You again?" Owners report that their jaguars recognize their footsteps, respond to voices, and even pretend to behave until feeding time, then explode into life. Some say it's coincidence, others call it awareness. But the more time you spend with one, the more it feels like something else. You start noticing patterns, the way it waits for you to turn your back, the way it stares at your reflection before it moves. One owner said, "It's like living with a small underwater detective who hates you." Funny thing is, he wasn't joking. So here's the real question. What if this fish isn't just learning you, but learning how to make you predictable? Maybe that's why every time you reach for the food, it's already waiting, exactly where you're about to drop it. It's not reacting, it's anticipating. Maybe in some strange way, you've been trained. What if the smartest fish in your tank is the one studying the human feeding it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because the deeper we go, the stranger it gets. And next, we'll see what happens when that intelligence meets hunger and strategy turns into instinct. Jaguars are apex predators. They feed on smaller fish, crustaceans, and anything that moves unpredictably. They don't chase for fun. Every hunt is calculated. They study movement the way a sniper studies wind. In the wild, they can wait motionless for minutes, sometimes hours, blending into the sand like a shadow with a heartbeat. When prey gets too comfortable, that's when the world explodes. In captivity, that instinct doesn't vanish. It sleeps until you trigger it. Feed them pellets, shrimp, krill, or tilapia chunks, but never overfeed. Jaguars have slow metabolisms and short tempers. Too much food means aggression, bloat, or sudden water crashes. The key is to feed less, but smarter. Drop food in controlled amounts and let the jaguar think it's hunting, because that's what it craves. The game, not the reward. Give it something to chase, even if it's artificial. Use tongs to move the food. Make it swim, make it run, let it earn it. Because for this fish, every bite has to mean something. Once a week, give it a hunt meal, a moving target. Watch what happens. The body tightens, eyes focus, fins flare, and in one perfect burst, it strikes like lightning through water. That's not feeding time, that's nature reenacting itself in your living room. For a few seconds, you're not the keeper, you're just another witness to instinct. Some owners swear their jaguar actually gets offended when ignored. Miss a feeding day and it sulks in the corner, refusing to move, like a cat giving you the silent treatment. But open the lid and all is forgiven, for now. And here's the secret most people miss. Feeding a jaguar isn't about hunger, it's about control. It's the only time this fish drops its mask and shows you what it really is, a predator pretending to be tame. Miss a meal and you'll see its true self. Feed too much, and you'll break the illusion of the hunt. Either way, you lose. So next time you feed a jaguar, remember you're not just feeding a fish. You're feeding the oldest behavior on Earth, dominance. And as we'll see in the next part, that instinct doesn't stop at food. It spreads to everything, the rocks, the glass, even you. When two jaguars decide to breed, the tank becomes a war zone. The pair cleans a rock, lays eggs, sometimes up to 500, and guards them like soldiers who forgot the war ended. Any movement near the tank triggers aggression, even from you. Tap the glass and you'll see it. The flash of fins, the hit, the warning strike. It's not random, it's parental fury, ancient and absolute. What looks like chaos is actually coordination. Two predators turn protectors, united by instinct. When the fry hatch, the parents move them between pits, chew food, and spit it out for them. You're not just watching fish, you're watching evolution act out a love story written in scales and adrenaline. But there's a dark side. If stress rises, wrong light, new sounds, new fish, the parents can panic and eat their own fry. It's nature's cruel reset, a reminder that even devotion has limits. One aquarist joked, "It's like watching a couple so protective they end up fighting each other." Funny, but true. The secret behind preventing this lies in light. Jaguars are sensitive to sudden brightness. Soft, steady lighting keeps cortisol low and instincts stable. Keep the tank dim, warm, and calm, and you'll witness something incredible. Pure devotion in a creature built for war. You'll realize that even power, when given purpose, becomes tenderness. And maybe that's the strangest thing about the Jaguar. The same force that destroys can also protect. Stay with me, because next, we'll see what time does to that power and how a legend ages. Jaguars don't just grow, they evolve. In the first year, they rocket to 8 inches, bold and reckless, testing every border, every rule. Then they slow down, thickening and maturing, trading speed for strategy. They can live up to 15 years, and each stage reveals a new side of their personality. Juveniles are curious explorers, always poking, learning, tasting the world. Subadults are rebellious challengers, all attitude and adrenaline. Adults, calm philosophers who rule with quiet dominance, the kind of authority that doesn't need noise to be obeyed. Watch an old Jaguar and you'll see it. The patience, the calculation, the way it doesn't rush to strike. It already knows it can. Many aquarists call the Jaguar the endgame fish, because once you've kept one, no other fish feels challenging enough. It's not about decoration anymore, it's about connection, the kind that matures over time, like a bond between two predators who have learned to coexist. And maybe that's what makes them different. Most fish grow older. Jaguars grow wiser. They start to mirror their owners, their moods, their energy, even their silence. Some say that's coincidence. Others say it's empathy. But look long enough and you'll start to wonder, is it learning from you, or are you becoming more like it? Because every year that passes, that dominance softens into understanding. And what began as control slowly turns into coexistence. The hunter and the observer, both aging in the same glass world, both learning the same lesson, that true strength isn't loud. It's patient, it's still, it's earned. So are Jaguar cichlids dangerous? To other fish, absolutely. To you, only emotionally. They'll break your tank's balance, not your bones, but underestimate them and they'll destroy your setup overnight. They're strong enough to move rocks, flip decor, even hit the lid hard enough to splash water out. Some keepers swear they've seen their Jaguars testing objects, nudging them once, twice, then slamming them as if measuring what will move. It's not chaos, it's curiosity, controlled destruction. Yet despite all that power, they're mesmerizing, because power alone doesn't explain them. Early on, they watched you like prey. Now as they grow and learn, something changes. They start watching you differently, not as an enemy, but as an equal. Some even say as a mirror. They recognize patterns, footsteps, feeding schedules, even the sound of a fridge door opening. Miss a feeding, and they'll glare at you from the corner like a roommate with attitude. Play music, and you might see them move with the rhythm. Turn off the lights too fast, and they'll dart and protest. Almost like they're saying, "Hey, I wasn't done yet." It sounds crazy until you live with one. Then you realize they're not reacting to you. They're reading you. They sense your mood, your energy, your rhythm. And sometimes they reflect it back. Calm days, calm fish. Stressful days, chaos in the water. Is it real emotion or instinct? Maybe both. Maybe that's the point. Because once you start noticing those patterns, it's hard not to wonder who's studying who. One thing's certain, they're not just fish. They're personalities trapped in water, strength wrapped around awareness. And in that awareness, there's something quietly human. Jaguar cichlids are surprisingly affordable. Juveniles $10 to $20, adults $50 to $100. But the true cost is patience, equipment, respect. This isn't a fish for beginners. It's a project, a relationship, a mirror. Because when you own a Jaguar, you start seeing parts of yourself in it. The temper, the control, the stillness before action. And when it finally trusts you, when it swims to the glass, not to attack, but to observe, that's when you realize the truth. It's been studying you the whole time. Every look, every reaction, every day. You thought you were learning about a fish, but the Jaguar was teaching you about yourself. So should you keep one? Only if you're ready. Ready for power, ready for intellect, ready for years of quiet understanding. Because this isn't just fish keeping, it's guardianship. The Jaguar Cichlid doesn't decorate your tank. It defines it. It changes the way you look at silence. It turns routine into ritual. And once it knows you, that bond never truly leaves. If you learned something new today, hit like. If you've ever owned a Jaguar, share your story. Did it outsmart you? Did it move rocks you swore you placed differently? Tell us below. And if you love stories like this, about creatures that think, feel, and dominate, subscribe. Because here, we don't just show fish, we reveal what they mean. And now, let me ask you something. How many times have you watched a video that didn't waste your time? Around here, we make sure every second means something. We respect the fish, we respect the hobby, and above all, we respect your time. Because at the end of the day, what you see in the water says something about who you are. Before you leave, check our other videos about the beautiful Malawi and Tanganyika cichlids. We are Dark Cichlids. See you in the next one.